What's good, YouTube? It's Matty B. Welcome back to the channel, and as always, thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. We got TGO, the great outdoors, about to be upon us. Only a 2 week break between Supercross and the outdoors, so there's going to be a lot of testing, a lot of prep going on in a short amount of time. And yours truly, with the iPhone, will be headed out west tomorrow morning to get a little bit of that preseason action and to capture an awesome event that's going down next weekend at Glen, Helen. We got the Stopwatch National on Thursday. The whole event, known as the Motofest, is going down Thursday through Sunday. And then they've got a pro showcase race on Saturday, 250 and 450 pro class as well. That's going to be going down around one of the baddest tracks in the country at Glen Helen. Yeah, maybe they should have a national, but they don't. But this is going to be a hell of a preseason national. So I'm really excited to get out there. The entry list is stacked. There's going to be a lot of guys there. And not to mention, they have a massive payout for the pros between the Stopwatch National on Thursday and the showcase on Saturday. They're going to be paying out $100,000, and they've got a pre-entry list online already. So I'll go through that and let you guys know who we can expect to see at the Stopwatch National. I mean, I'd say it's going to be a full gate, but there's actually more riders on the entry list than there are gates. Before I get too much further into the details of the event, I got to give a huge shout out and a massive thank you to my channel sponsor, ASV. Without them, the trip would not be possible. They're helping me with a vehicle and a place to stay, so I just had to fly myself out there. So huge thank you to them. Make sure to check out ASV Inventions on social and their website. I'll link it in my video description. And if you use the code MattyB820, you will get a discount, and a small slice of that will also go to supporting keeping the channel going. Now let's get into some details of what's going down at Glen Helen on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and hell, even Sunday. First of all, this is a brand new event starting for 2025, Glen Helen Motofest, 4 days on 2 wheels, presented by the legends at Troy Lee Designs. Rumor has it he's going to have a Ducati on site and maybe someone riding it. Stay tuned. And like I said, $100,000 in cash paid out over 4 days for the pro riders and tons of events for amateurs as well. Let's get into the details. So first of all, I'm leaving tomorrow morning because it all begins on Thursday, May 15th for the $30,000 Pro Stopwatch National, open to anybody with a pro license, and it's actually free to sign up, which is super cool. And then they're going to have tons of amateur practice in between all the pro action. And then Friday, May 16th, everybody just gets to go out for a rip because they've got open pro and amateur practice separated by skill level, along with some Baja drag racing and a vintage bike show, which is actually going on all weekend. Then Saturday, May 17th, another epic showdown penciled into the contract, a $70,000 Pro Showcase Showdown, 2 classes, 250 and 450 Pro, Amateur Motofest National, Vintage Motocross Vet Track and Evening Minicross Racing, and a movie night in the museum. Then, to cap it all off, on Sunday, May 18th, Amateur Motofest Grand Prix, Ride the Ridges and the Hills of Glen Helen, and then the Motofest Overall Award Ceremony. Grab your hardware, get your picture for the gram. Now, as far as the formats go, on Thursday, it'll only be the pros racing for the Stopwatch National, 2-moto format. Friday's just practice, and then Saturday for the Amateur Motofest National, traditional 2-moto format. Both motos count towards the overall Motofest champion. And almost forgot to mention, $70,000 on the line for the pros on Saturday. That is an unprecedented payout. And all the amateurs get to race the exact same track as the pros. And then Sunday, the finale, the Amateur Motofest Grand Prix, a 45-minute race with an 8 to 10 mile course across the hills, the valleys, everything that Glen Helen has to offer. And then just a little bit more elaboration on Thursday's Stopwatch National. 2 motos, 1 class, 250s and 450s both combined, facing off. Starting grates are allowed if you bring your own grate, so that's going to be a wild dynamic to watch, dirt versus grate. And they mentioned the trophy, but I think the real trophy is the massive payout, $30,000 up for grabs on a Thursday. Now let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the payout and see just how much these guys are really racing for. Starting with the Thursday payout, 30 G's on the line for the Stopwatch National, and imagine making 10 bands on a Thursday at Glen Helen. That's the winning payout, $5,000 for second, $3,000 for third, $1,900 for fourth, and then $1,500 for fifth, $1,200 for sixth, $900 for seventh, and then it goes down in $50 increments all the way down to 20th place, which still gets you $200. And remember, this one's a free entry fee, so it's all profit, baby, no choice. And I will add, this payout is based off of overall finish, not per moto, but either way, cha-ching! And then $35,000 up for grabs on Saturday, split between 2 classes, 250 and 450 Pro, $10,000 for the win, $5,000 for second, $3,000 for third, $2,500 for fourth, $2,250 for fifth, $1,750 for sixth, $1,400 for seventh, $1,000 for eighth, and then it drops down in $50 increments all the way down to 20th place, which still gets you $400. And this one does come with an entry fee, but still, that is an awesome payout. And imagine you go and win the 250 and 450 Pro class and the Stopwatch National. You're making 30 grand. Imagine doing that as a privateer. That could be so massive for these guys. And I got to take my hat off and give a huge shout out to Glen Helen for giving these privateers and these journeymen, hard-working racers a chance to make some serious money on a Thursday and a Saturday before the Pro Motocross Series starts. Racing professionally gets very expensive, and I'm excited for these guys to have the opportunity to make some money and reinvest it back in the program so they don't have to max out the credit card and eat ramen out of a hubcap all summer. And there's not going to be a ton of top star power and factory riders, but man, are there tons of top privateers and people that are going to be looking for a check. Let's get into the entry list. Now, I know most of these guys, but I don't know every single guy on this list, so if I don't say your name, I'm sorry. It's me, not you. But in alphabetical order here, we got a couple of off-roaders, Colton Eck and Kai Aiello. We got CJ Bernard, just made a Supercross main. He was a really good amateur last year. Brock Bennett, Dayton Briggs, straight from TikTok, but he rips at Glen Helen. Trevor Collop, Brad Burkhart, dude has the loosest program of all time. Another off-roader, Dare DiMartile on the Beta. Local Dominic DeSimone, Ryder DeFrancesco. We'll race him when it's time. We just joined the entry list this morning. Derek Drake, he's been looking really good as of late. Ryder Floyd, another good two-digit privateer. The younger brother of Beta team manager Bryson Gardner. Grant Harlan, hope he hasn't broken any more mirrors or walked under any more ladders lately. Justin Heft, another off-road ripper. He could be a sleeper to fight for the win in this one. Luke Kalatian on the Cock Oil Machine. Derek Kelly. Carson Mainquist, Max Miller, Josh Mosman. He has more laps around that place than both Glenn and his wife Helen combined. Patrick Murphy, Colt 45 with two zigzags Nichols, Roman Pape, Sage Powers, I think he's a local ripper at Glen Helen. Parker Ross, new to the Bar X team for outdoors. Maxwell Sanford, maybe he'll bring his son. Dylan Schwartz, he'll be another favorite to do very well. Mason Simmons, an Australian off-road racer. I think he wins the Pro 2 class at NGPC, the West Coast Off-Road Series. The off-road guys just keep on coming and they won't stop coming. Gucci, Prada, T-Stu, Trevor Stewart. Enzo Temmerman, a very good amateur. You've seen him get some wins in SMX Next. Cole Timbo, another top amateur. Clayton Tucker, my boy on the Beta support ride. Lux Turner, he's been impressive all year in Supercross. Dalton Venter, a South African privateer that had a lot of finishes in the 20s last summer. Brock Walker, Brad West, straight from Dingo, and Kyle Wise, and that right there is one hell of a lineup for the Stopwatch National. I think there are 50 entries right now and only 40 gates. So I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if there's going to be a time qualifying in the contract or what they're going to do, but I'm excited for whatever it's going to be. It's going to be an awesome event, an awesome showdown, tons of fast guys going for tons of money, and I can't wait to be there. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, gave you some insight and get you excited on an awesome event that's coming up, and I'll be there to cover it and bring you guys all the action I can. Hope you guys enjoy the future content, and I hope you enjoyed today. Catch y'all next time.